Bruce's Big Call Dinar Intel Thursday night the 8th of August 24. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Welcome everybody to the Big Call tonight. It is Thursday, August the 8th, and you're listening to the Big Call. Thanks for listening wherever you're tuned in, all around the globe, Big Call Universe. Thank you. And boy, we're gonna have a great week. It looks like still, it's not the weekend, a great weekend. What else is happening? When it comes to Intel, I have to tell you where we are and maybe where we're not. We did hear obviously, you guys know I was big on today being the number 8, China's favorite, number 8824, and we did have some things that got started today, like bondholders getting paid out of Reno. And we know that paymasters and bondholders were flying into Reno, 3 flights in and 3 flights out, private jets 3 in and 3 out Reno, Nevada, so that's underway. And I cannot speak to CMKX directly as far as who has been paid and who has not been paid, so be patient about that. It hasn't happened for everybody yet, 0B obviously. But I did get confirmation that over 1,500 farm claims have been paid out as of 8 a.m. this morning. You say, well, I'm not a farmer and I don't have a farm claim. I get that, I get it, but the fact that many have been paid at 8 a.m. that this morning is a good thing. And the other thing, we heard 3 specific people that we know were paid out 300,000, 1 410,000, and 1 paid 525,000. Now those are for farm claims, and so those are continuing. I think we had over 1,500 paid out this morning, bond owners underway. What about prosperity packages? We did confirm they did have their meeting last Saturday. They did decide, that was almost a week, not quite as what 5 days ago. They did decide to use hand-to-hand delivery. Of those I know, there's not direct deposit. Not on top of the redemption center meeting exchange, but rather they are going to come to your house. Now I hope they will call before they show up. They're not arresting us. They're giving us a pretty sizable check, understanding it's minimum 10 million if you're in prosperity. And those of you who know who you are. So that's a really good thing. And also, people that we do deliveries are Federalized National Guard that has been contracted to do that delivery for us. So we think there will be 3 members. 1 will stay with the vehicle. 2 will come to the door, and that will be a real blessing when those come. Now, those deliveries are supposed to have started either this evening or tomorrow morning, and that'll be really cool as they start tomorrow morning. Let's go beyond that. Let's see what else we know. We know that today the redemption center stuff went in at noon, but they did not get the green light from Treasury yet to send out the emails to all the staff and all of the principals. Primarily the principals in all of the redemption centers, and the person that we know has jurisdiction over 2,821 redemption centers that are located east of the Mississippi River. So we still don't have that happening yet. They could very well happen either tomorrow or Saturday. Now the latest information that we received this evening, it was an hour or 2 before the call tonight, was saying that we would get that start for Tier 4B, that's the internet group. Also included, I would have to say, would probably be Tier 4A, the admirals groups. And we thought at last count, the 22 of those groups. So those groups will probably be notified around the same time that we get notified. They could get it sooner, though. They might get a little sooner, but those are coming out. And we're hearing the last piece of information was that we should get those Saturday morning, or we'll say Saturday at least by noon. So if we don't get them tomorrow, which is possible, one piece of information says 24 hours, we put it in tomorrow. And another said 24 to 48 hours, which would put it by Saturday around noon. So be aware that that's more than likely going to be the case, and open Saturday up for exchanges to occur that afternoon, evening. So also we can get that, and we in Sunday, redemption centers will be open, and so on and so on. We would be able to exchange and redeem our ZIM and bonds, if you have bonds, sheet bonds, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and so on, all the way through the week. So when it comes to what you guys might be seeing, I can tell you that the ZIM rate is extremely high, and we're going to be given a very strong rate on the dinar. Don't have the dong yet, but it's coming. And the banks and redemption center screens this afternoon, by 5 o'clock today, were populating. So they weren't solid. They were flashing so fast you could make out the value of the currency, but all 19 currencies that are going up in value for us will be solid either tomorrow or probably Saturday, either one. So don't worry about that. but they could not read the rate because they were populating and blinking, flashing, so fast. They call them flashing because they are so fast. Alright, so that's happening. That shows that the rates are trading, and they're still trading until Friday. Certainly the 4x is trading till Friday at 5 o'clock, and that'll be good, and then they'll continue to the 4x on Sunday, at 5 p.m. Let's see, anything else? I want to say everything is moving behind the scenes. I'm sure there's stuff happening on the political front. I don't have anything to mention about that right now. I don't know about, well, I know that we're looking at doing some. I can't even mention that. We're looking at getting things well underway for us, but I can't tell you when Nasara and Gasera will actually start. I believe Nasara will start with a new rate for our USN dollar. I don't know how we should have that if it's even going to be announced, if at all. I think we've heard that it's just going to come out, and we get it. We know it. We get it to banks. We get at the end, and we realize our new currency is asset-backed, and we just run with it. Our fiat money here in the States will be good for a few more months, even after the gold-backed dollar comes out. Because as the gold dollar is phased in and we get that at the banks or ATMs, the old fiat currency will go away and we'll use it, or we'll turn it in and exchange it. I wouldn't collect $50,000 in fiat currency on your mattress or in coffee can and bury them in the yard, because eventually the currency will be worthless even here in the United States. You want to be very careful not to do that. I know some people that are kind of like that. They don't trust the banks, and they want to just have their money. Well, you better be aware that our new money is changing. Our new money is coming out as an asset-backed USN for us note or United States new. Look at it either way, USN, and it's still the US dollar, but it's not USD, it's USN designated on the screens. Okay, so what everybody needs to do is pay attention between now and the weekend to emails coming in. And I would say there's a pretty good chance we're going to get them Saturday before lunch. I don't about tomorrow. It was in play big time, but the latest information took tomorrow out of play and brought Saturday into play. So I'm going to go with that for right now, and that's the last I can say about it. I think that's everything. I want to make one little caveat. There are two things. One, I meant to mention this on Tuesday night. There is an email going out or around that is suggesting that President Trump was arrested or President Trump was shot, executed or something, and there have been a couple of them out there from the deep state. They're lies, and there's an attachment when you open those up. There's a virus, a really dangerous virus that will totally corrupt your computer system or your phone. So do not open it. If you get something that says President Trump or Trump arrested, just ignore it and pass it on. Don't open it because it's got a norovirus in it, if you will. The other point I wanted to make is be careful what you guys are reading online. There's some things coming out talking about this being capped, or that being capped, or you're only going to get so much for Zim, or you're only going to be able to max out to this. None of that's true. It's all a lie. There's no limit on the amount of Zim, and the rate is going to be incredible. And I'll just say it this way, remember when we talked about this and Zim was on par with the dollar? It will be higher. Just saying. Now, stay away from some of these sites. Even the sites that you would think would be okay have been warned, and you don't want to be taking part in those. I know it's something I used to look at everything I can find online, too. But your best bet is to kind of minimize what you're reading right now because there's a lot of deep state stuff that's trying to take you out of the benefit of this blessing. Alright, enough said. Now, let's go ahead and pray the call out first before we do. I want to thank Bob and I want to thank Sue, GCK Genie, also Pastor Scott and the satellite team. Or SAT team as I call them, getting the call out to virtually every country in the world, almost into anywhere from 15 to 20 plus million listeners. And that's a beautiful, beautiful job that they've done to do that. So I'm very, very pleased that they have done that. I want to thank Big Call Universe, the listeners, for listening to the call for the last 13 years. And obviously some of you, many of you, have listened from the first call and haven't missed a single call, which is really amazing. Let's do this, guys. Let's just stay in faith and watch what happens over the next couple of days, and then we'll be ready to set our appointments, go in exchange and redeem our Zim. Let's do that and let's pray the call out. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.